Hey everybody, how you doing? Nic and Carl here. I'm Nic, he's Carl.
That's right.
We're trying that this week.
Just this week. We don't want to do it the rest of the time.
No. So, Carl, tell us what's going on here for week 5 on heaven.
So we are looking at a specific, I think it's a really cool story. It's a story about 3 magi, wise men who are following a star.
So, are they like the we 3 kings of Orient are? So are they kings? Is that what we've got going on here, Carl?
I would say that song might not be the most accurate description.
So your theology cannot be on the song necessarily. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
All right.
we're not necessarily looking at kings. We're looking at magi. More specifically, astrologers who look at the stars and they look for signs and document and try to figure out what's going on beyond us here is kind of what they're looking at.
So it'd be possible to say God could have used the heavens to provide a sign for
certainly.
people who are actually seeking him to figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would think so.
Okay. So that's pretty cool then. So you've got these, we don't even know if there's actually 3 or 4 or 5 either. I don't think we actually know that. There's 3 gifts, Brigham, but I don't think it says 3.
But I believe it just says wise men, visit from the wise men.
Okay.
Traditionally, it's 3, especially looking at the song, We 3 Kings.
Or your manger set.
Or your manger
you got
set.
At home, right? Your
home.
nativity little scene here. So, all right.
And a lot of that, I think, does come from the 3 gifts that were brought. So, what were the 3 gifts?
Okay, so we've got gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Not Frankenstein.
No, not that. Okay. That's much later. This is much earlier. So we got frankincense, gold, myrrh.
Yeah.
Now, actually, I've smelled myrrh and frankincense because they're oils. I've never smelled gold. Tell me more about
your ring. Is
gold. Yes, that's true. Not a lot of smell there. I don't think so.
You would test it again.
Not going to test it now. So what can you tell us about these gifts that these 3 or 4 or 5 these people bring to baby Jesus?
Yeah. So first let's look at it symbolically. So we've got gold, which was a symbol of royalty, and so this is the wise men are recognizing Jesus' kingship, right? He has come as a king in the form of a baby. So we have his kingship, and then we have the frankincense that was used throughout the temple in Jewish worship and even secular worship.
I think a lot of other countries, it's all about the worship, right?
It's about worship. So that is recognizing Jesus, his priestly role that he brought. And then myrrh has different uses, but one of the main uses is it's an embalming oil. So it symbolizes death, and so that's looking forward to Jesus' death that will come later in his life. So that's on a symbolic level. Now, on a practical level, if we look past this story, so we're just going to verse 15 here. If we look past that,
so it's Matthew 2, 1 to 15.
1 to 15. If we look past that, we see that Joseph is warned in a dream by an angel to flee to Egypt. Right? Jesus' life is in danger because of Herod, and so they're fleeing to Egypt. And so these 3 gifts that were brought, gold obviously is incredibly valuable. Frankincense is used in worship, and so it's a valuable commodity. They're going to Egypt. And if you remember, they like mummies down there, so myrrh would be extremely valuable. So these 3 things are likely funding Joseph and Mary and Jesus' journey to Egypt and however long they stayed there until they were able to come back into their homeland. And so not only was God providing somebody to bring about and recognize Jesus's role here on earth as the Savior, but he's also providing for Jesus and his family physically in that time.
So it's very symbolic. The gifts have a lot of symbolism, but they're also very practical.
Yeah.
Okay, that's neat. One of the things that really hit me at the beginning of this, when the wise men go to Herod and they ask, where's the baby king that was just born so that we can worship him? I mean, their whole thing is we want to worship him, and they're bringing the gifts, and so later when they get to where Jesus and Mary and Joseph are at, they worship Jesus. Mm-hmm. I just love that. I mean, they traveled, we don't know how far. They're from a foreign land, so they traveled bringing these gifts because they want to worship this new king that the heavens told them was born.
Yeah. And if you think about it, I mean, likely Mary and Joseph, they weren't living in the Ritz here. Yeah. I mean, they were probably, what we might call low income for the time type of housing.
Yeah.
And these wise men are coming, finding a boy in a house, not a king in a palace, right?
Yeah.
But they still worship him.
Even though he's not in the palace somewhere. So he's not a king right now, and he's not a prince. Right. That's cool.
Right. And it's interesting. I mean, during that time, kings didn't just pop up out of nowhere. I mean, majority of the kings we see, it's passed down in the lineage of the family.
Yep.
It's not, a peasant doesn't become a king very often throughout history. And so it's interesting that they recognize there's something special here. This baby, this boy, however old he was when they came, there's something different here.
And possibly age-wise, like we said, he's probably not in the stable right now.
Yeah.
Probably 2 years or younger that all this took place. So Jesus is not an infant anymore.
Right.
So, okay. So we've got provisions or materials we want people to have.
We do. Yeah. So Christmas is, it's over at this point, right? Christmas Day has happened.
Yeah.
We're still in that Christmas season. So the first thing we're looking for is some wrapping paper. Now, preferably it's still on the roll. If not, you can use used wrapping paper.
But it'd be okay.
That's your an option there. So you need some wrapping paper. You need a flashlight and access to a dark room.
We'll say.
Flashlight and access to a dark room. Break that tin foil back out, and then you need a throne.
So what kind of a throne? I mean, I can imagine there be some people...
I'm guessing many people, when I said throne, they were thinking the toilet. Now, if you want to decorate your toilet and make it a throne...
and take a picture of that,
I would love to see that. Please, somebody do that. If not, take a chair, office chair, kitchen chair, recliner, whatever, dress it up somehow, make it a throne. So, wrapping paper, flashlight, tinfoil, throne of some kind.
It's good.
And we'll be good. And that will help us to, again, we're looking to experience the text, really, live it out a little bit more than just hearing it and listening, but, really engage it and participate in the text. So.
And then when we do the sermon, we'll have some memories and questions for you to think through, talk about with family, journal, that kind of stuff. And that'll be the sermon. So
awesome. See you later.
See ya.